Hello, my name is Brittany Henry, and today I would like to pitch to you my idea for a Fallout graphic novel. That idea being The Forgotten Vault, Vault 63. Our story starts off in the pristine and thriving oasis society known as Vault 63. Vault 63 has managed to uphold the values of pre-war era with a rather stringent means of keeping residents tethered to these values: hard work, duty, community, and above all, unquestioned loyalty to the Vault. It is here where we meet Kira Stanton, a promising security guard in Vault 63, disillusioned with the tranquility and monotony associated with the Vault. She feels stagnant and yearns for self-actualization that can only be achieved by venturing out into the wasteland. Everything changes for Kira during a routine sentry watch over the monthly trade between the Vault merchants and a wasteland caravaner. Kira hears the blood-curdling scream of a man in distress and the snarls of an unknown beast. Without hesitation, she orders the Vault merchants to retreat back into the Vault and asks the caravaner for his assistance in the situation. She runs outside the cave's entrance only to see a man being attacked by a Deathclaw. After an arduous scrimmage, Kira defeats the Deathclaw and carries the badly injured man inside the Vault. Kira is accosted for disobeying Vault security guidelines. However, the Overseer is touched by her concern for this wounded stranger and grants him entry into the Vault under a few conditions. He is to be quarantined from the general population. He can only stay until he is well enough to venture back out into the wasteland, and that Kira is to be quarantined with them to serve as the man's guard and caretaker. Kira is a little dismayed that the cost of her altruism came at such a steep price. She watches over the unconscious man and is only afforded the occasional company of the Protectron medic, whose sole purpose is to check the man's vitals and deliver food to Kira. The man awakens from his sleep and appears to be alarmed at the fact that he's inside a vault. Kira tries to calm the man, assuring him that there is no safer place. The man, who we find out is named Skip Jernigan, fervently denounces Kira's assertion that the vault is safe. Skip turns out to be an excavator of fallen vaults and has seen the many atrocities carried out by Vault-Tec in the name of experimentation. Skip prattles on about the horrors enacted by Vault-Tec, much to Kira's disbelief. If what he's saying is true, then her entire core belief system is nothing more than a lie. This is soul-crushingly devastating for her, and not a word of it can get back to the general population of the Vault. Without a moment's hesitation, Kira walks over to Skip and places the barrel of her 9mm between his eyes and pulls the trigger. Everything Skip once knew of Vault-Tec is now splattered across a Vault-Tec poster behind him. The blood-splattered Vault Boy seemingly gives Kira a wink and a thumbs up for her actions. I personally find it difficult to deviate from the typical hero's journey story arc. For me, it is interesting when there isn't a nice and neat resolution to a story. I like for the character to do something that is not antithetical to their personal pathos per se, but antithetical to the typical hero's pathos. The theme of this graphic novel is, what does one do when faced with the truth? Do you do what's right, or do you do what's easy? What I like most about this narrative is there is no clear line of demarcation between right or wrong, brave or cowardice. It is to be gleaned solely by the audience whether or not Kira made the right decision. Bethesda has without a doubt solidified the Fallout franchise longevity with its fans through captivating storytelling and addictive gameplay. This solid fan base is itching for more Fallout content. On YouTube alone, there's hundreds of hours dedicated to Fallout gameplay and lore exploration. If this graphic novel is written well and marketed properly, this story can make a sizable profit. Kira Stanton is a 5'7", coffee-colored skinned woman with tightly coiled dark brown hair. She's 24 years old and is an idealistic and dutiful woman serving as a security guard at Vault 63. She seeks fulfillment and self-actualization in life. However, she feels as though this cannot be accomplished within Vault 63, because no real strife is to be had there. She is fascinated with the wastelands and hopes to travel it one day. Skip Jernigan is a 6'2", dashing 27-year-old man with short, dark tresses and facial stubble to match. He is very resourceful, outspoken, and roguelike in his dealings with people. There's an innate charm about him. He spent a good part of his early life scavenging and salvaging junk, which led him to excavate many of Vault-Tec's vaults, granting him the knowledge of the corporation's nefarious nature. Overseer Mathis is a 5'9" woman in her early 50s. Most assume she's an unhappy woman because of the permanent scowl plastered across her face. She's pragmatic almost to a fault. That's why it was a bit of an anomaly that she would allow Skip into the walls of Vault 63 to begin with. Unbeknownst to Kira, Skip's allowance into the vault was a test to see if Kira was worthy of becoming overseer. Kira's final actions were to the likings of Mathis, and she decides to take Kira under her wing. The log line is as follows. A young woman whose desire for adventure collides with her sense of duty is faced with earth-shattering information about the nature of her community. What will she do with the truth? Crumble under it, or rise above it? Any extra products I would suggest would be promotional items for the graphic novel. For instance, having limited hardcover editions of the graphic novel coupled with a replica of a Pip-Boy 3000, much like the ones from the collector's edition of Fallout 4. Maybe 50 to 100 of these in circulation to incentivize purchase and stir up curiosity about the graphic novel. Also, publishing a short free webcomic following Skip up to the Deathclaw that brings him into our main narrative, further generating some interest in this particular Fallout universe. As far as story changes go, I'm more than willing to keep Skip alive in an alternate telling of the story. During the development of this premise, I really became endeared to the character and was very disappointed to kill him off in the story. That's why I'm willing to do a web series to spend a little bit more time with this cheeky charlatan of a character. In the alternate story, I'm willing to allow Skip to leave Vault 63 after revealing Vault-Tec's wrongdoings to Kira, leaving her conflicted over her choice and nervous of his return. Thanks for watching my presentation. I hope you enjoyed. Take care.